So the U.S. government is investigating OnePlus. Now, why are they investigating OnePlus? They're investigating OnePlus because they're claiming that OnePlus is you taking your screenshots and sending them back to OnePlus or Oppo's headquarters, which is in China. Now, I think that is clickbait. I think the person in the chat, I don't know if that's Portuguese. It doesn't look like Spanish. And look, I apologize if I get your verbiage wrong or what you're writing in, but clickbait. I know I don't have clickbait, but the OnePlus investigation could be clickbait because could be look, they do have, it's like OnePlus, right? I mean, excuse me, Jesus. It's like nothing where, let me pull this up. Actually, let me pull it up and then I'll start talking. I don't necessarily, I want to taking it with a grain of salt, right? Because there's this, the US government has it out for all China and Chinese companies. OnePlus, China company, it's just a matter of fact, and they're owned by Oppo, China company. So I think this might be a hit piece on the government. I don't necessarily think it's true and or believe it. Could be true, I could be wrong, but I think they're just out to screw any Chinese associated company over. That's just my honest opinion. Remember, Trump has a phone coming out, so he might try to tarnish any and all Chinese companies and or phones. And I'll tell you what they're accused of doing. So what they're accused of doing, U.S. lawmakers allege that OnePlus phones transmit data to Chinese servers without user consent. Now, these are screenshots, right? So that's what is deep down and inside the investigation as far as what they're really looking at. They're screenshots. So they're not accused of sending your personal data. They're not accused of stealing your passwords. They're not accused of stealing your banking information or seeing what's on your screen or bank account info or crypto or anything like that. They're accused of sending screenshots. Now, I guess you can't screenshot in a banking app anyways. I know a lot of crypto apps don't allow you, like Bank of America, they don't allow you to take a screenshot. Chase, they don't allow you to take a screenshot. I think crypto apps, I think I tried to take a screenshot in Kraken, which is where I keep some of mine. My crypto, they don't allow you to take a screenshot. Do they? Some do and some don't, but I know banking apps don't allow you to take screenshots. So unless you're taking screenshots of like your nude body or like a screenshot, not pictures, screenshots of any sensitive information. Now, what if OnePlus comes back and says, well, it is in our user consent, because remember, nothing has a screenshot essential key, right? The essential space where it'll basically file your screen, kind of like a file cabinet where they'll file your screenshots, or you can go into the essential space. If you take a bunch of, I take a ton of screenshots. I take screenshots every day, all day. And ironically, I don't use the essential space, but I probably should, because it probably would help, find stuff, right? Because if I can't find a screenshot that I took, and you can go into essential space and say, find all the screenshots that show my face, or all screenshots that have the written word OnePlus in it. It'll pull up all the screenshots with OnePlus. Now, they save that on their servers. All right, so it could be a OnePlus thing, because OnePlus now has a essential key as well, that programmable key on the side. And thank you for bringing this up, Miami Mail. Thank you. I meant to do a video about this, and I kind of wrote it off and forgot about it, but it does need to be explained, because I personally believe there's something fishy about this. I personally believe, and I don't have any proof, I just simply don't. This is just a personal feeling. I think they're out to attack OnePlus. Again, I could be wrong. They could be at fault here, and I look like a fool, but I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I think this is a hit piece. I think they're out to slander OnePlus to make people not want to buy OnePlus phones. Now, again, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Because what if they are? What if technically they are, right? And they're doing it kind of like to help save in their servers to pull information, user information back onto your phone when you need to pull that info. It's certainly possible, right? And they would be storing that data in China on OnePlus servers or Oppo servers. So I mean, like, is something devious going on here? I don't think so. Could I be wrong? Possibly. But remember, Trump is coming out with a phone, and when he goes into business in a certain industry, he tarnishes. Trump is notorious for trashing all competitors of whatever business he's in, right? And that's why he's going to be out to stick Apple with these taxes. Let's see here. There's only one thing for certain here. OnePlus is indeed a Chinese company, leaving it open to all types of allegations that have plagued TikTok and its parent company ByteDance. I don't know why they're bringing TikTok into this article. There's no association between OnePlus, Oppo, and TikTok or ByteDance. Let's see here. Just like the allegations against OnePlus, there's no actual evidence. Let's click on this because I don't know why they're bringing TikTok into this. So it says, a pair of U.S. lawmakers have called on the U.S. Department of Commerce to investigate OnePlus over allegations that the company's devices transmit data to Chinese servers without user consent. This is a bipartisan effort with Republican Representative John Mueller, Michigan, and Democratic Representative Raja Kristamushi, Illinois, spearheading the calls for an investigation. How would they know, right? Nobody. Never mind. There's no actual data that goes along with these allegations. Let me repeat. There is no actual data to go along with these allegations, but the lawmakers claim to have seen documentation by a commercial company, quote unquote, that suggests OnePlus participates in the aforementioned practice. The initial report suggests potential transfers of sensitive personal information and screenshots. The word potential seems to be doing a lot of heavy lifting here. That brings me to question if this is serious enough to warrant an official investigation by the Department of Commerce, DOC, right? Why hasn't the government warned U.S. residents to stop using OnePlus devices? That would seem like a no-brainer, right? Instead, we just get some vaguely alarming language and allegations. Engadget has reached out to OnePlus and we'll update the story when we hear back. And that's all I think it is. That's all I think it is. There's no evidence at the moment. And again, OnePlus might have a very valid excuse for doing this, like other companies do. You don't think Samsung is sharing some data now? Is that data going to Samsung servers in South Korea? Yeah, it sure is. So why isn't the government going after Samsung for sending data to Samsung servers in South Korea? See what I'm saying? It's very hypocritical. And they pick and choose how they want to make allegations and make a company look. That's why I'm not worried about this until I see further hardcore evidence of they're doing something wrong. I'm not concerned about this, not one bit. So thank you for bringing that up, and I'll definitely keep an eye on this. I saw this pop up a few days ago, as I'm sure you did too, right? I saw this a few days ago, and I was like, what? It's like, what the hell? So I looked into it, and I was like, oh, there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's really not. Until they bring hardcore evidence, it's nothing in my book. So this is what the new OnePlus 15 is going to look like. Isn't that badass? So before we move on to the Fold 7, I know I was forgetting something. This is the new OnePlus 15. This is what it's going to look like. Now they're doing away with that circular camera array in the back. Now, if this looks familiar, this is the same design with an added camera, with a third camera, but this is roughly the same design as their smaller OnePlus 13S and OnePlus 13T, the 6.3 or 6.4 inch one that came out, their smaller one. they're roughly going to use that same design, just make it bigger, a 6.8 inch or 6.9 inch display for the OnePlus 15. And again, they're skipping the 14 because 14 is an unlucky number in China or in the Asia markets. 13 is an unlucky number here in the United States. You know how some hotels don't have the 13th level on the elevator? Same thing with China. In China, you go over there and you go to stay at a hotel in China, there's no 14th floor. Weird, but whatever. So 14 is the unlucky number, so that's why OnePlus is skipping the OnePlus 14 and going straight to 15. But this is it. So the only difference between this design and the OnePlus 13S and or OnePlus 13T is that third camera. So I think on the 13T, do they have, I don't remember that third camera on the right. Let me see. OnePlus 13T. Let's see what that looks like. Yes, that's correct. So the OnePlus 13T, there's no third camera on the right. There's just those two cameras on the left, and then a laser autofocus on the bottom and a flash up top. So that OnePlus 15 adds that third camera on the right there. And we'll get into specs probably at a later time, because there are some loose specs that are out there for the OnePlus 15, but I wanted to put it out there. This is what it's going to look like. So it does look cool. I really like it. I anticipate getting it now. It will have a flat display. It'll have a flat front. It'll have a flat back, flat sides. The OnePlus 13 has a nano curved display, a quad nano curved display, so where it's slightly curved on the top and bottom, the glass going into the sides. This one, the new OnePlus 15, completely flat, just like the S25 Ultra. It'll be flat on the front, flat on the back, so it'll look really nice.